हरे कृष्ण माताजी। धन्य माताजी। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna. Just I'm doing go live. 1 second. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhatreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagatya Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Jai Om. We are reading from Bhagavadam, 6th canto, 5th chapter, 21st sloka. Those who want to recite the sloka, I humbly request to raise your hands. Hare Krishna. Yes. Madhumai Krishna Kant Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Om Pranams Mataji.
Pranams.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Iti Vyavasita Rajan Haryashva Ekachetasaha Prayustum Parikramya Panthanam Anivartanam. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Revati Mataji. Venkata Narasimha Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Iti Vyavasita Rajan Haryasva Ekachetasaha Prayustam Parikramya Prasthanam Anivartanam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prananandini Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। प्रणाम माताजी।
Pranam.
भगवते वासुदेवाय इति व्यवसिता राजन् हर्वस्व एकचेतसः प्रययुस्तं परिक्रम्य पन्थानम् अनिवर्तनम्। हरे कृष्ण माताजी। थैंक यू माताजी।
Thank you, Mataji. Revati Ratnangi Mataji.
जी प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय इति व्यवस्थिता राजन् हर्यास्य एक सिद्धसः प्रयायुस्तं परिक्रम्य पंथनाम अनवर्तनम। हरे कृष्ण माताजी। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, Mataji.
सॉरी माताजी।
No problem. Hare Krishna. Madhusoni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय इति व्यवसिता राजन् हरयास्वा एकचेतसः प्रययुस्तं परिक्रम्य पन्थानमनिवर्तनम्। थैंक यू माताजी। सॉरी माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
No problem. Hare Krishna. Usha Daivati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranams Mataji.
Pranam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya iti Vyavasthite Rajan Ashyavasya Ekachetasa Ayustam Parikramya Antanam Anivartanam. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Subbarao Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandat Pranam.
Dandat Pranam Prabhuji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Iti Vyavasita Rajan Haryashva Ekachetasaha Prayayustam Parikramya Panthanam Anivattanam.
Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Vijay
Krishna.
Kumari Mataji. Hare Vijay Kumari Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय इति व्यवसिता राजन् हर्याश्व एकशिता प्रयायायुस्तां परिक्रमाय पन्थनाम् अनिवर्तनाम्. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Pushpa Yashomati Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी।
Namaste.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। यदि व्यवसित राजन् हर्यास्व एकसेतसः प्रयासस्तं परिक्रम्य पन्थानं मणिवर्तनम्। हरे कृष्ण माताजी। थैंक यू माताजी।
Thank you, Mataji. Leena Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Dandath.
इति व्यवसिता राजन् हर्यश्व एकचेतसः प्रययुस्तं परिक्रम्य पन्थानम् अनिवर्तनम्। थैंक यू माताजी। हरे कृष्ण।
Suganya Mataji. Suganya Mataji. Hare Krishna. Suganya.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
इति व्यवसिता राजन् हर्यस्व एकचेतसः प्रयायस्तं परिक्रम्य पन्थानम् अनिवर्तनम्. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
इति व्यवसिता राजन् हर्यश्वा एकचेतसा प्रयायायुष्तं परिक्रम्य पन्थानाम् अनिवर्तनम्. Synonyms. Iti, thus, vyavasitha, vyavasayitha, being fully convinced by the instructions of Narada Muni, Rajan, O king, Haryashvaha, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, Ekachetasa, all being of the same opinion, Prayayavu, left, Tam, Narada Muni, Parikramaya, circumambulating, Panthanam, on the path, Anivartanam, which does not bring one back again to the material world. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sukadev Goswami continued, My dear king, after hearing the instructions of Narada, the Haryashvas, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, were firmly convinced. They all believed that his instructions reached the same conclusion. Having accepted him as their spiritual master, they circumambulated the great sage and followed the path by which one never returns to this world. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. From this verse, we can understand the meaning of initiation and the duties of a disciple and spiritual master. The spiritual master never instructs his disciple, take the mantra from me, pay me some money, and by practicing this yoga system, you will become very expert in materialistic life. This is not the duty of a spiritual master. Rather, the spiritual master teaches the disciple how to give up the materialistic life. And the disciple's duty is to assimilate his instruction and ultimately follow the path back home, back to Godhead, from when no one returns to this material world. After hearing the instructions of Narada Muni, the Haryasvash, the sons of Prajapati Daksha, decided not to be entangled in materialistic life by begetting hundreds of children and having to take care of them. This would have been unnecessarily entangling. The Haryashvas did not consider pious and impious activities. Their materialistic father has instructed them to increase the population, but because of the words of Narada Muni, they could not heed that instruction. Narada Muni, as their spiritual master, gave them the sastric instructions that they should give up this material life. And as a bona fide disciple, they followed his instruction. One should not endeavor to wander to different planetary systems within this universe. For even if one goes to the topmost planetary system, Brahmaloka, one must return again. Shine punya mrityulokam vishanti. The endeavors of the karmis are useless waste of time. one should endeavor to return home back to Godhead. That is the perfect. This is the perfection of life. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 8.16, Ha Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Avartinorchuna Mam Upetyatu Kaunteya Punar Janmana Vidyate. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, that is the Patala Loka, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Om Ajnanati Mirandasya Jnananjanaya Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Tadati Swapadandikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhakanta Namastute Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanishute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpadarubhyasya Kripa Sindhupya Vacha Patitanam Pavanepyo Vaishnavepyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavade Paschatya Desha Dharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Bhagavadam. So we are in the 6th canto, the prescribed duties of mankind. And what is the title of this chapter? Can anyone?
Hare Krishna. Narada Muni cursed by Daksha Prajapati.
Yeah, Narada Muni getting cursed by Daksha Prajapati. So why he is getting cursed also, we are reading. So first, Haryashvas, Prajapati's sons. How many, what is the count? 10,000, correct na? So they were doing austerities. And seeing that austerities, Narada, so they are already doing what is the purpose of austerities? They were not thinking about that, but they were doing the austerities. So seeing that, Narada felt like giving instruction so that they will take that in the right path. So as a guru, as a devotee, so as a pure devotee of the Lord, always they think about the welfare of the people. In that way, so Narada thought of giving the instructions to Haryasvash as they were performing the austerities. And hearing that instructions, they also became very firmly convinced. So the word is very, very important. That means there is a strong conviction, yukta vairagya. So they got convinced because of the austerities. The purification process also has made, and then they were firmly convinced, and then they want to move towards the spiritual, not get entangled in the material path. So they don't want to get into the marriage or thing what like begetting the children and getting into the worldly things and coming back again and again. They don't want actually. So they took the instructions of Narada very seriously, and then they took the conclusion as they want to go ahead with the as per the instructions. So they all believed in the instruction of Narada and reached the same conclusion, all of them, having accepted him as their spiritual master. Okay, they have accepted. So the spiritual master acceptance by a disciple also, it's a choice. So like Guru also has the choice to take, that is who can be his disciple, whether the person whom he is going to guide, he has the choice like that. The disciples also have the choice to, that is whom they can have the Guru also. So it is the conviction. It's the conviction. They are based on the conviction only. They will be opting here. As the instructions by Narada Maharishi was so convincing. So Hariyash was accepted him as a spiritual master, and they circumambulated that great sage, and they followed the path by which one never returns to this world. So the path of, that is the Nivritti Marga, they took it up actually. So from this verse, this first paragraph is very, very important actually. So the summary of this entire purport we can see in this purport. So that is in the first paragraph. Initiation, understand the meaning of initiation and the duties of a disciple and a spiritual master. As we also read on daily basis in Mangalarti, the offenses actually. So one should never disobey the instruction of spiritual master. Correct now? That means a person who is getting initiated has to follow the instruction of the spiritual master, else they will fall down. Here, the Haryashvas took the instruction as very serious, and they accepted Narada Maharishi as Guru, and they became the disciples, and then they took the words serious, and then they followed. Here, the spiritual master never instructs. This is the, Kali Yuga, very nicely, I think, Srila Prabhupada has foreseen in future how it will be like that. Maybe during his regime also, the spiritual master, the so-called spiritual masters were doing this only. So taking a mantra, pay money and practicing, this is practically available. This is practically we can see actually paying money and then doing the meditation, asanas and all, and we will give someone mantra, you do that. So for everything there is, every step there is a money. This is there. This is there in this current world actually. And we also believe strongly in that actually. Correct now? Because anything free of things, people will not accept. So ISKCON is giving free Bhagavad Gita course. ISKCON is giving free Bhagavadam course. You please join, get enlightened. If you are telling this to someone, how many people are getting convinced? Very, very less. Correct now? But if we tell, if you go and learn that mudra, and your health will be good, and your mind will be good, and you will be doing very good in progressing in your life, people will believe. You have to pay this. So even that such organization as the aim of telling, if we give free, no one is listening. So if we ask some money, they feel that is more valuable, and then they will pay money, and then they will learn. This is also one of the technique actually used by the organization. So take the mantra from me, pay me some money, and by practicing this yoga system, you will become very expert in the material life. This is a very right word actually. No one can phrase this type of words. So only our Guru Acharya has given this phrase. This is a one-liner. We are in the practical, in this Kali Yuga, we are seeing many organizations are running. But this is not the aim of such gurus are pseudo gurus. Okay, they are not thinking the ultimate goal of the human life. So the ultimate goal of the human life is to go back to Godhead. That is the minimum. Coming back again in this world and then performing always the devotional service like Nadanam, Na Janam, Na Sundarim, Kavitamba Jagadisha Kamaye, Mama Janmani, Janmanishware, Bhavathat Bhakti Haitu Ki Tvayi. So like that, where a person becoming is the very highest perfection. But we are all aiming for at least minimum level, that is get rid of this material world, that is connection, and at least reach to the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So at least this is not the duty of a spiritual master. A person who is doing for money is not the right way, is not the right direction. Rather, the spiritual master, how actually, so this is the qualification. It teaches the disciple how to give up the materialistic life. We have more anchoring, more expectation from each and every one. in the family, in the outside world, in a business or in a working atmosphere, or with respect to the internal family circulation, and that is a circle, and even the relatives. Everywhere we have expectations. Everywhere we'll be hankering because somebody is having, we too have. Somebody is getting that, I too have to get it. So that type of attitude we have always. That is the material platform of action actually. How far we are inclined towards the spiritual. That is very, very important. Spiritual means without any expectation. That is first thing. So we should have the desire, strong desire to do the devotional service. That is the one qualification. But that strong desire comes when you hear from someone, when you have faith, when you have developed faith on somebody's words. So on that somebody is the spiritual master. So one should tadviti pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya. So the qualification, how to become a disciple. Okay. So, and who is the spiritual master? Who he is a tattvadarshi who has seen the truth. So one should have the strong conviction or the faith on hearing from the highest authority. And then how we have to, after hearing, you need to be inquisitive also. If you are not inquisitive, that means you are not showing that great interest. You are in the path, but not with a great enthusiasm. So you need to be inquisitive in asking the questions, and how to ask questions also is very, very important. Just because I am inquisitive, I should not show with a false ego, and I should not ask just to test whether the person is really spiritual master. So if you go nowadays to the colleges, I think the students already they go for the tuitions, even in engineering college level, because this has been, I have noticed, I was working in engineering college in 2003, like that, as a professor. But people, they will come to the classes, they will go to the tuitions, and they will read already the subject, and they will ask question whether the teacher knows the subject or not. So that's the attitude. So a student or a disciple should never ask a question in such a manner whether the teacher knows, whether the spiritual master knows or not. That type of attitude one should never develop. And fault finding in the answers also used to be there. So nowadays teaching is very, very tough, even in the school level also. Teachers' role is a very critical role, I can tell, wherein many people will come and tell this, so much thing is there to handle the people actually. Handling the students is not easy. Apart from their own lesson plan, all those things, with respect to the management they are taking up, with respect to the people management also, teachers find a very, very tough role nowadays. So that should not be the attitude. A disciple must be submissive in hearing, both hearing and asking the question. And how you need to ask the question, that is in the submissive way. How do you develop that submissive role? That is very, very important. If you render the service, then only you will get that humbleness or the humiliation to ask the question in a right way. So without performing service to the Lord or to the spiritual master, one will never develop the taste of that submissiveness. So one must start, that is, get convinced, and then they should start rendering the service, and then they will become that is a submissive, then they can ask the question. So this should be the progressive way of doing the things actually. So this one paragraph gives the summary of this entire purport actually. Spiritual master teaches the disciple how Narada Maharishi has taught for Guru Maharaj, for Prahlad Maharaj, and here Haryesh was also receiving the same. So like that, one should be submissive in hearing, and the disciple's duty is to assimilate the instruction, follow the instruction as they have heard from the spiritual master, and ultimately follow the path back home, back to Godhead, from where. So when a person reaches there, they will never come back again to this material world. So after hearing the instructions of Narada Muni, Haryesh was the sons of Prajapati, decided not to be entangled in so they took the decision. So by begetting the children and taking again the that is taking care of them, and again performing the karmas which may be bounding. It may be piety also. For the punyas also we have to come back again here. Correct, no? So unnecessarily we are getting entangled. Already they have performed the austerities in the purification process. That made them to realize, and then they don't want to consider any of these pious or impious activities, and they want to go back to Godhead. So here, but their father has instructed to increase the population. So this side is pravrti and this side is nivrti. So they are into the nivrti mark and they don't want to get into the pravrti, and then they decided to take the nivrti mark actually. So one should not endeavor to wander to different planets. Whichever planetary system we go in, even in the higher planetary system, even the Brahma Loka, so we have to come back again. So that process is there. Anywhere in these 14 lokas, there is no liberation. So only by performing the devotional service and by hearing from the right source, so we will be able to become the perfect in the life. And we need to act also. The inertia will not give. If you are just hearing and then just sitting down will never make you progress in the spiritual path. We need to act accordingly. So in the in Bhagavad Gita 8.16, Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Avartino Arjuna. That means the Supreme Personality of Godhead is telling, instructing Arjuna. So anywhere from the Brahma Loka to even Patala Loka, you don't have any, there is no path. Will be entangled into the repeated birth and death only. So if you are coming to my abode, that is the place where a person will never again come back here. So that's the instruction actually given to Arjuna. Even it is for us also, because Bhagavad Gita is not meant for Arjuna. It is for us in the future upcoming. That is the human life who are coming here. It is the instruction for us. And one should be serious about hearing from the spiritual master. So we are also following Srila Prabhupada and our own initiated Guru Maharaj also. So one should take the path as per the instruction and then attain perfection in the life. Okay, with this I conclude today's session and put forward for your question actually. Any doubts or anything you would like to share here, I humbly request devotees to please come forward and speak. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Am I audible? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Audible.
Yes. No one is responding means I don't know whether I'm audible or not.
Audible.
Thank you.
Video also very nice.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. If there are no doubts, shall I conclude today's class? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Vanchakalpadarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Anantakoti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.